Hello, everybody. YTPC, YouTube Pipe Community. I am Pastor and Professor Pipe Smoker. I'm smoking my Savinelli Roma 606EX, largest pipe that I own. Of course, I watched a video the other day of Bearded Brad, who we chat a little bit on this channel back and forth, and really cool guy. But I saw the size pipe he had the other day. I was like, I would probably die of nicotine poisoning. That was the largest pipe I've ever seen, man. They probably make them even bigger, but this one's quite large and enough for me. But yeah, just out here smoking some Casey Jones last ride and enjoying this 67-degree clear sky day out here in New York, Western New York. Elmira Corning, Southern Tier area. And just hanging with all you guys. Haven't been on recently, and I'll tell you why. This is normally where people go, oh, I got diagnosed with a horrible disease. That wasn't the case. I got diagnosed with a lot of work, which means we were shooting television. TV shows, a lot of different. I did a big stage revamp where I work. It took a couple of days of both building and then programming lighting and different things. And then after that, I worked on 2 albums. The songs for artists. And now I'm back for this wonderful, relaxing day, man. It's good. I was actually at work earlier, and then just took the afternoon off to kick back and relax and enjoy the day. Tomorrow I have about another 14-hour day to work, so just enjoying this. But hey, I did one thing I've never done before. I have never, can you believe this? I am old, not as old as dirt, old as maybe clay or, sediment, maybe the topsoil. But I did something that I never done before. I played the Powerball today. I feel like I'm breaking all kinds of rules in my life, but it feels a little freeing on some level. And the reason why I did it wasn't because I like gambling or whatever else. I'm not really a gambler. But the jackpot is $1.2 billion right now. The payout after taxes, and if really, hopefully, nobody else wins, except me, I would like to be the only winner. But I would become a you know what I'm saying, with this yeah, people who help people. There we go. I would got a lot of things in my head to help people. So, $1.2 billion. Now, most people just do kind of a quick pick thing. And that's fine. But I'm a little bit more, I don't know. I'm a little more like scientific about it. And I probably won't win anyways, but I'll tell you what my method is. My method is to look at all the numbers that are picked the most, see when they were picked, kind of go through the percentage, of how many times they were picked over a certain amount of time, and then come up with some number picks off that. Will it work? I don't know. But I think like quick picking is fine, but it's kind of the easy way. And you probably have just as much of a chance with a quick pick as you would with the method that I did, but I think it's a lot more fun to make it a little game to see if you can see. But, you know, believe it or not, there were some numbers that come up frequently, like some numbers in the 60s. I think it was like 67 was one and 39 was another. So I played the Powerball. Yep. And like I said, you know, I've been to, in my lifetime, when I was really young, I went out to Atlantic City, and I lived close there because I lived in Philadelphia. And I'd go out, you know, maybe on a weekend or two, and play the slot machines. I actually enjoyed the boardwalk more, which is like, because if you ever been to Atlantic City, I don't know about now, but when I was there, like they had these artists that did like these crazy sculptures and sand sculptures. So I was you know, when I looked at the number today and I saw the headline that said Powerball is 1.2 billion, I'm like, well, let's see. I just paid my taxes here in New York, and they were like $8,000. So if I won the Powerball, I would never have to worry about coming up with $8,000 again. I mean, I would have to come up with $8,000 again because you have to pay your taxes, but the point being is you wouldn't have to scrape and, you know, claw to get the amount to pay your taxes when they're due. $8,000's a lot of money, by the way. For those of you who don't know, New York is one of the highest tax brackets, and this state offers nothing. Everybody in where I live, in upstate, in western, we all pay the taxes to fund New York City. You know, everything going on down there. Because God knows there is nothing happening too exciting up in these regions. Yeah. I think Ithaca is probably one of the most exciting towns. Ithaca, New York, they're calling the next Silicon Valley, like kind of Silicon Valley 2. And they have tech companies moving into Ithaca, setting up shop. Makes sense because you have Cornell and you have Ithaca College. And you have really good colleges up there that are, you know, graduating some brilliant students. Other than that, Elmira really has nothing. When I went to pay my taxes, I was driving down Water Street, which is the main road to get to the tax building, the Chemung County Treasurer's house. And I'm like, as I'm driving, I'm like, what is the claim to fame around here? Like, and there's a couple. One of them is, we're the gliding capital of the world. Well, you don't really glide too much in the winter. There's a gliding museum. So, I guess that's cool, you know, people in gliders. And then the other one that got me of what we were known for, Elmira itself, was a couple of references in Hollywood movies. One is It's a Wonderful Life, where the auditor says, I have to get back to Elmira. And then there's other mentions of Elmira in some other movies and things, but there really hasn't been major motion pictures ever really filmed here, which if you are from Hollywood, I challenge you to film here. But then when I really got thinking, I'm driving down Water and I look and there's a plaque and there's a museum and it's the Civil War prison camp. So we're known for that, and Elmira Correctional Facility. Elmira Correctional Facility is famous for the big prison break, where the guys chipped a hole through the roof of their cells and made it out to the rooftop and went on the run and every other thing. So it's really quite funny. So I'm paying $8,000 to live in a place that has zero to offer. I came from here's the reason I say I don't want to sound ungrateful on any stretch of the imagination, but I came from a big city where I'd lived to move into these areas, which was the Rochester area. And if I wanted coffee at midnight, I could go get it. If I wanted to have entertainment during the week until the early morning hours, it was there down in East Ave. You had theaters, you had culture. You had the Eastman Theater, which held a lot of productions. Yeah, there was always something to do. That was my air conditioner that just kicked on. Over to the right, I have my neighbor who decided to pull out his lawnmower as soon as I started filling this. So I was a little pissed. I was like, I'm sitting there with my checkbook with an $8,000 bill, looking at this year's bill at $8,000 and going, what am I paying this much money for? So I'm looking through the itemized listing, and like the school taxes alone are like $8,000 or $4,000 a year here, and we have one of the worst graduation ratings. The beginning of the football season, there was a riot that broke out, which I guess they do between rival schools, but it's just like, I don't have any kids that go to school, but I'm paying $4,000 for the school taxes. Death and taxes, man. Death and taxes, but New York really sucks. So, I've been asked, if you win the Powerball, what would you do? First of all, I would not move out of the house I live in. I would fix some things, like my deck needs new stain. We need to extend our driveway a little bit. It kind of curves, it does this weird curve thing. So I'd like to straighten it out. A couple remodel projects that I wouldn't mind doing. I would still keep driving the vehicles we drive. Wouldn't buy a new car. In other words, I would never waste money. But there are things that I would like to help locally. There are some good things in churches and charitable organizations and people who need, philanthropy. Philanthropist, yeah. I think that's probably all wrong. I don't even know. But I like to help people out, if that becomes a thing. Neighbors across the street, they're really cool. I would do some nice things for them. I would definitely invest in arts in the region, because this area really needs more art and artistic things and people. Music, I'd love to do a music school and recording school and art, painting, fine art, that kind of thing, sculpture, pottery. I'd love to have a beautiful pottery studio for people. In an area that's depressed, people need hope, and they need skills. They need marketable skills, things that they could take with them, whether they stay around or they leave. They need to learn things, and when you learn things, you find hope in life, and meaning in life, and purpose in life. By the way, those are all kind of part of when you're able to give people a marketable skill that brings about, and I'm not talking a marketable skill of how to cash somebody out, though I do appreciate anybody who works, by the way. There was one time I went into a Wegmans and in Geneseo. There was this young man. He was disabled, but really wanted a job, so he got a job, and he was a cart wrangler at Wegmans. And man, he was a hero in my eyes. Like, I went there one day, and these kids were making fun of him, and I got quite upset and said, at least this young man is doing something productive with his life and making money doing it, providing himself a living. What are you guys doing, just sitting in the parking lot making fun of him? Just ridiculous. Told that kid, you just keep it up, man. You got the drive and ambition. You just keep going. So yeah, I have a heart for people. I really do, especially when people are really trying. I have a heart to really help them out. And this area needs hope, and it needs purpose, because right now the only hope a lot of people have, we have a drug epidemic here, opioid, like a lot of other places. Opioids are quite big in this area, and there's a lot of deaths and overdoses, and I know of 3 people young in their 20s who died from overdoses here. They went to our church. So people have hope, and they have something that has purpose, and they have something that gives them something to look forward to. That's what I would do with the Powerball money. I would help. I would invest in people. I would invest in the community, and hopefully bring about some change. But it's all luck of the draw. At the end of the day, Powerball is, if you win, is an easy way to win money. I just did it because 1.2 billion was like, it's up there as one of the highest jackpots. So I'm like, yeah, well, you never know. $1 in a dream, $1 in a dream. But I just wanted to get on here and tell you guys what I've been up to lately. It's been some days, probably 5 or 6, I think, since I posted last. And just wanted to hang with y'all. Smoked this Savinelli Roma, which is taking me forever. Not quite the 3 hours that it took Brad, but I think by the time I get done here, I'm now going, this video is at 19 minutes, but I've been out here for about 20 before that. So I'm sitting at about 40 minutes on this pipe. Oh man, I suspect with what's left, this is going to be about an hour long or more. But YouTube pipe community, man, I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate being able to hang out with y'all. I appreciate watching your videos. I learn a ton from you guys. I love being part of a community of people like this. I think there's nothing cooler. And look at that. Then when we all get together and talk and chat and share ideas and life stories, it's the way life should be. So I'll see you guys on the next video.